It's Logan again. I know I just recently posted a video about the update on the tank, and I actually wanted to do another video for you guys today. Unfortunately, not on a happy topic. If you've never had Bryopsis, you are lucky and God bless you. But for those of us who have had it, it is a pain in the ass to get rid of. Now, you can barely see it on the side, but that is Bryopsis. And the reason I know it's Bryopsis is because I have been treating it for the past couple of weeks. You can see there's a little bit there too. Now the way you identify this stuff is when it gets long enough, it actually has feathery ends. It kind of looks like feathers. And the problem with Bryopsis is that nothing, or rather hardly anything, will eat it. And so getting rid of it naturally oftentimes is a no-go. Now, if you have a larger tank, like a 200-gallon tank or above, a lot of people will get a fox face or rabbit fish or whatever you want to call it. And fox faces, I have heard, will eat Bryopsis. Now, if you're like me and you have a 75-gallon, you have a little bit less room for a fish like that, you're left with precious few options. Now, I've had Bryopsis before, and when I had it in a 29-gallon BioCube. I didn't know what it was. I actually had to do a lot of research before I found out what it was. Now, a lot of the forums and a lot of the literature have said, use this Kent magnesium supplement. You get to like between 1,800 and 2,100 parts per million, and it will start to kill the Bryopsis. Well, I was like, oh, this sounds great. We'll do that. So I did that, and I had it in there for a while, and it started to kill the Bryopsis, but it didn't finish it off. It just came back. Did some more reading on it and found out that there are actually species of Bryopsis that are immune to this option. So what did I do? Well, it was taking over the tank, and so I read about another option, and that other option is called good old hydrogen peroxide. Now, a lot of you people who are watching this are probably rolling your eyes and shaking your heads like, oh no, he went for the nuclear option. Heck yeah, I went for the nuclear option. That stuff was taking over my tank and it was killing my coral, and I was getting desperate. And amazingly, I had a very little, how do I explain this? I had a very easy time of it. I really didn't have a hard time getting rid of the Bryopsis with the hydrogen peroxide. And so when I had it again this time, or rather when I realized I had Bryopsis this time, I went straight to the hydrogen peroxide. Now, the cool thing about hydrogen peroxide is that it's instant. It's a very quick acting deal. It kills the stuff very, very quickly, and you get really great results. The thing is that you have to be super, super careful using this stuff, guys. It will dissolve in the water, but you have to use limited amounts, and you only want to spray this stuff on problem areas. So it's not like you just dose the stuff, it's not like you just dose hydrogen peroxide in your tank. So what you're going to do, first of all, is if you have Bryopsis, or you think you have Bryopsis, what you're going to want to do is you want to get in there with your hands, and that's the other thing I should note about the hydrogen peroxide option. Guys, if you go this route, it's very labor intensive. I'm not going to lie. You can't just sit there and dose it and hope it kills it and everything's hunky-dory. No. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to go in there with your hands and you're going to physically remove as much of that Bryopsis as possible. You want to get it down to like the short hairs. And then after you do that, what I do is I got my little cup here. And normally I have a syringe, but this was the only thing I could find, because you're only going to want to put it on a small amount of area. And so you just get you get a syringe, or you get one of these little droppers, or whatever you want to use. And you're not using straight hydrogen peroxide here. You're actually using about between, I would say, 10 to 20% hydrogen peroxide. The rest of it just salt water. It's diluted, so it's not like I'm blasting it with concentrated hydrogen or pure hydrogen peroxide. Hold on one second. Remove this. Now, when I do this, I know I already have a couple problem areas, but I'm going to go in there and I'm going to look again, because the last thing you want to do is get all the visible stuff and then miss a couple of problem spots and have it grow back. Because then you're just back to where you started. You don't want that. So what I do when I'm doing this is I put my, I have a feed mode. The fish, I think they're getting fed. I have a feed mode, and I will turn it on. And what this does is that it turns off all the water flow. And so I can now get in here and I can look and I can see, okay, I got Bryopsis here, I got Bryopsis here, and we're good to go. So what I'm going to do is I know I have it down here, and I'm just going to take just a little bit right there. I'm going to kind of see if I can videotape this for you while I'm doing it. And I'm just going to blast the problem areas with this hydrogen peroxide. Just gently squeeze it in that area, and you'll see it start to work pretty quick. I don't know if it'll pick up on the camera, but you can kind of see the bubbles starting to spring up where that Bryopsis is, and that is the hydrogen peroxide binding to and killing that Bryopsis at the roots. And essentially, you're just going to go through here, you're going to go through, you're going to blast all these areas just like this. And that's going to really take care of it, guys. And then after you do this, after you're, kind of satisfied that you're getting all the areas where this Bryopsis is, you're going to leave it for a couple of days because it takes time to dissolve. And so what the hydrogen peroxide will do is you will see it start to brown and cook off this Bryopsis, and it will eventually go away. And you got to be really diligent about it. This is like these little shoots right here that I'm blasting. Oh, see, I got some real problem areas back here. These areas that I'm blasting, they're just problem areas that I've seen before. That's kind of where I noticed it growing first, so I kind of know where to look. But yeah, normally I would blast it, wait a couple of days, and blast it again. But I've actually been sick this past week, so I haven't been as diligent about killing it off as I normally would be. Now, the cool thing is that this was one of my problem areas right here. I mean, this back end was just covered in it. And you can see, I can see a few small spots where this stuff is. But not too much. So it does work. And it works fantastic. Guys, I cannot tell you. I'm all for trying like the other remedies. So if you want to go and do the magnesium supplement to try and kill it, by all means, go for it. I can just tell you that I think I paid like $3 for this bottle of hydrogen peroxide, as opposed to however much the magnesium supplements are. And as long as you're careful about it and you don't go like seriously overboard with it, it works really, really well. But again, it's just one of those things where, if you don't sit there and do your due diligence on it and make sure you get every last speck. I'm just going to throw a little bit under here because I had some growing under there last time. If you don't get every last speck of it, it will grow back. So that's why, I call it the devil spawn. It is just a pain in the butt to get rid of. It takes over your tank, kills your corals. Nothing eats it. I mean, there's a few things that'll eat it, but the list is a short one, unfortunately. And so, yeah, anybody who's had Bryopsis in the past, they're like, oh yeah, this stuff is just, it's just evil. So, yeah, this is how I kill Bryopsis. And, you know, I'm just getting this little area right here. I encourage you all, you know, if you have a Bryopsis problem, I encourage you all to do your research, you know, decide what you want to do. The way I'm doing it is not the only way to do it by any means. You know, this is just the way that I personally have found is the best way to kill this stuff. So, yeah, that's, ooh, wow, yeah. That is me killing Bryopsis, you know. Yeah, I love reef keeping, but sometimes you're just like, oh my gosh, why did I get into this hobby? This is just the worst. You know, having to deal with nuisance outbreaks like this is probably the biggest downside to doing this hobby. You know, because, you know, you get in there and you're sitting there and you just want to enjoy your tank, and all of a sudden you see like some piece of Aptasia, or, you know, like this Bryopsis, or, you know, you notice one of your favorite fish is not doing well, and it's just like, oh my gosh, you know, give me a break. Ooh, there's a lot more back here than I thought there was. I'm just going to blast it. I'll probably actually come back and blast it again tomorrow, just because I am sick and tired of dealing with this stuff. This stuff is just the worst. And that is my feeder coming back on. Or not my feeder, that's my pumps coming back on, off of feed mode. Well, I think that's good enough for today. Yeah, I'll probably do an update video here in a week or so, letting you guys know how it went. Take some shots, and you can kind of see it still bubbling right there. But yeah, if you guys are having a Bryopsis outbreak and you don't know what to do, and you know you think you can be careful enough, I highly recommend the hydrogen peroxide method, guys. It works so well. And again, your results are instantaneous. I mean, I can already see some of this Bryopsis, you know, getting affected by this stuff. So, all right, guys. Well, thank you for tuning in. Please leave me a comment if you want to. Tell me how crazy I am for doing this. Thumbs up, thumbs down, please, and subscribe. Thank you very much.